The first rule of Kepler Station was simple: never trust anything that smiles without reason. Dr. Elias Verne knew that rule well. He had helped write parts of the station's survival protocol after humanity's first disastrous contact with the Threxian diplomats, whose smiles had preceded a biological attack that wiped out an entire research wing. Since then, smiles, especially alien ones, made people uneasy. So when the woman across the reinforced observation glass smiled at him, Elias felt the instinctive chill crawl up his spine. She was not human. That much was obvious. Her skin shimmered with a faint silver hue, catching the cold white lights of the chamber. Her eyes were deep crimson, reflective like polished gemstones, and her pupils narrowed into elegant slits. Two small fangs rested visibly over her lower lip, not in a grotesque way, but refined, deliberate, as though evolution itself had sculpted them for purpose. She was a nocturne, an alien species humanity had nicknamed vampires long before fully understanding them. And she was smiling at him. "You seem nervous, Dr. Verne," she said, her voice smooth and measured, translated seamlessly by the neural implant in his ear. "Is my presence unsettling?" Elias straightened his posture. "You're the first nocturne allowed on Kepler Station without a full containment field. I'd say caution is justified." Her smile widened slightly. "Caution is wise. Fear, however, clouds judgment." Her name was Seraphi of the Crimson Veil, a political envoy from the Nocturne Dominion. Officially, she was here to negotiate energy-sharing treaties. Unofficially, everyone knew the truth. The Nocturne fed on bioenergetic resonance generated by intelligent beings. Not blood, not exactly, but something dangerously close. They did not kill their hosts unless provoked. Elias was chosen as her liaison not because he was fearless, but because he was curious. He had spent his career studying xenobiology, fascinated by life that defied human assumptions. Still, sitting across from a species rumored to enthrall minds and drain life force was testing even his composure. Seraphi leaned closer to the glass. "You're studying my vitals again. It's my job." "And yet," she said softly, "your heart rate increases every time our eyes meet." Elias paused, fingers hovering over the console. She was right. "How can you tell?" he asked. "I can feel it." That answer lingered between them like a held breath. The Nocturne were ancient, older than recorded human history. Their civilization had risen in perpetual darkness, orbiting a dying red star. Energy was scarce there, and evolution had shaped them into beings capable of sustaining themselves by absorbing excess neural and emotional output from other sentient minds. To humans, that sounded horrifying. To the Nocturne, it was survival. The negotiations progressed cautiously over several days. Seraphi remained calm, intelligent, and disturbingly perceptive. She asked questions no diplomat should know how to ask, about Elias's childhood, his regrets, the loneliness that followed him through the vacuum of space. "You analyze us biologically," she said during one session. "But you do not ask why we chose diplomacy instead of conquest." Elias met her gaze. "Why did you?" She tilted her head, considering. "Because conquest would starve us. Cooperation feeds us sustainably." That night, Elias reviewed classified files long after his shift ended. The Dominion's energy reserves were collapsing. Their red star was nearing stellar death faster than predicted. Without access to new sources of cognitive resonance, the Nocturne would face extinction within decades. Kepler Station wasn't just a diplomatic stop. It was a lifeline. The first incident happened on day 7. A junior technician was found unconscious in Corridor C, neural activity severely depleted. Not dead, but close. Security footage showed Seraphi passing through the corridor moments earlier. The station erupted into panic. Elias confronted her immediately. Did you feed without consent? Seraphi's expression changed, not anger, but pain. I did not touch him. Then explain the evidence. She stepped forward, close enough that the faint hum of her energy field tingled against his skin. There are others like me, she said quietly. Rogue nocturne who believe extinction justifies predation. You're saying one of your own is here? Yes. And they will not stop with one human. The council ordered immediate lockdown. All nocturne access was restricted. Seraphi was confined to her quarters under guard. That night, Elias couldn't sleep. The data didn't add up. The energy signature left on the technician didn't match Seraphi's bioresonance pattern. Someone else was feeding, and doing so aggressively. Against orders, Elias returned to Seraphi's chamber. You trust data, she said when he entered. That is why you came. I trust patterns, he replied. And this one doesn't fit you. Her crimson eyes softened. Then listen carefully, Doctor. The rogue is not here for survival alone. They are here to provoke war. Before Elias could respond, the station lights flickered. Alarm screamed. The rogue struck the reactor wing. Multiple casualties. Severe energy drain. If the reactor destabilized, Kepler Station would collapse into the planet's gravity well below. Security forces were useless. The rogue nocturne moved through shadows, feeding rapidly, growing stronger with every victim. Elias found Seraphi restrained as chaos echoed through the station. Release me, she said urgently. I can stop them. They'll never authorize it. She smiled then. Not calmly, but sharply. Then I will ask you a dangerous question, human. The words sent a chill through him. Would you rather risk trusting a monster, or guarantee the deaths of everyone on this station? Elias hesitated only a moment. Release her, he ordered the guards. That's my responsibility. The restraints disengaged. Seraphi inhaled deeply, her form shimmering as she drew in ambient energy, not feeding, but preparing. If I fail, she said, history will curse your name. If you succeed, Elias replied, it might change everything. She vanished into the darkness. They met the rogue in the reactor chamber, a twisted reflection of Seraphi, eyes burning with uncontrolled hunger. The battle was not physical alone. It was psychological, a clash of wills and memories and raw emotional force. The rogue fed on fear. So Elias did the unthinkable. He stepped forward and opened his mind. Every regret, every loss, every lonely night staring at distant stars. Seraphi screamed his name as the rogue lunged, only to falter, overwhelmed by the uncontrolled surge of human emotion. Seraphi struck then, channeling the energy back into containment fields, starving the rogue of sustenance. With a final, silent shriek, the rogue collapsed into inert stasis. The station stabilized. Elias collapsed with it. He awoke in the medical wing, weak but alive. Seraphi sat beside him. You should not have done that, she said softly. Did it work? Yes. Silence stretched between them. The council will call you a threat, Elias said. They already do. She stood. My people will survive, for now. Thanks to you, there will be peace talks. And us. She smiled again, but this time, it wasn't unsettling. You trusted me when it mattered, she said. That is rare. She paused at the door. One day, Dr. Verne, she added, my people will need more than treaties. We will need allies willing to stand in the dark with us. Elias met her gaze. Ask me again when that day comes. Seraphi inclined her head and disappeared into the shadows of the station. Ending months later, Kepler Station became the first human nocturne joint research hub. Strict protocols governed energy sharing, consent, and safety. The incident was classified, but its consequences reshaped interstellar politics. As for Elias, he continued his work, forever changed. Sometimes, late at night, he would feel a familiar presence, watching, smiling, not with hunger, but with respect. And in the silence of space, humanity took its first step toward understanding that monsters were often just survivors, waiting for someone brave enough to answer a dangerous question.